Rivals, this is Bex, and I'd like to welcome you to a special mini-series on Stronghold 9 gameplay, and we'll be looking in at different troop and ancient combinations. We've now got our fifth troop portal, and so that opens up a whole new combinations of different approaches to take on bases. And when those are chosen in combination with what ancient you're using, results tend to be better, and it's a lot more fun and a lot more strategic to think about the game. So what I'll be doing is trying a number of different mixes for those 5 true portals and a number of different ancients for that, and we'll take 3 or 4 series in order to do that. Stronghold 9 is just a fun part of the game. There are a lot of good things kind of coming into place at once. Anytime you get a new troop portal, it's a big boost in your offensive capability. So as we're looking over now on this base, we see that there is a flame tower and a curse touch tower right near each other, right near the stronghold. And this kind of screams out to me Brander, because his first spell protects against both of those and gives immunity at the same time. Now we're going to need to get through some walls, so we're going to need a paladin is going to be a part of almost every combination at this point. That healing is just too good to pass up. The maulers will help us get through walls. The mana hunters are going to help us to get the extra mana to be casting some of these spells, and also because up in the northeast corner there's no Skywatcher. There is one to the west of the stronghold that we'll have to watch out for. So we're going with what I would call just a total hybrid army in here, a one of each combination. You don't always want to use that, but in this case there's benefit for each of the troops in there. So we're going to clear the pathway, clear the funnel for the troops, and also because my Brander is low level, I'm going to need to get up to 5 mana as soon as I can in order to cast that first spell. And I hope to do that before the spells hit, but looks like the flame tower got it off once. Alright, but now we'll have about 7 or 8 seconds of protection against those 2 spell towers. So we'll recast that again as we get nearby, reset the timer on that. That Skywatcher knocked out the dragon. That was a little bit sloppy on my part. Alright, and we want to continue to get healing there. Alright, now the second spell allows the troops to gain some lifesteal from any building that is covered by that. And so that's helpful in bringing the troops' health back up to a higher level. That's a particularly good one as a kind of a help to clean up. Your troops are all low damage when you get into the stronghold, and that'll help them to roll through the rest of the base and get all the gold there. Alright, so that was an example of a hybrid army, and Brander was a good call for that base because of the spell towers that we faced. Alright, heading into win streak number 5 here. And let's see what we got. Alright, this is one of those runaround bases where you really have to funnel the troops carefully to get inside. It's a stronghold level 8, so it's not too difficult, but if we don't get the troops inside, it's going to be. Alright, so I see here that both of the Skywatchers are on the right side. There's some flame towers. So let's see. When I see nothing but flame towers, Eloni actually comes to mind. She gives total immunity to the damage from those high power flame towers, so that's very helpful. She's not one that I would use too often, but here I will. I'm going to use double maulers to make sure I get inside the base, and I'm going to go with a paladin and 2 sets of soldiers. So this is a pure melee base, and the reason I'm going to do that is so that I can use some of the units to clear a funnel around the base, and then get those maulers to punch a hole through the wall and into the core. And the spells that we're using will protect them from taking damage on that. So that dragon is actually going to be able to knock out most of the buildings. They're just too far away to be protected by the watchtower, and so we may not have to funnel much with the troops. We can send them all on the inside. That'd be handy. Now watch what happens though. Now to my eye, that ancient shrine down at the bottom was so far away, the troops weren't going to go there, but had I checked more carefully, with what building those troops were targeting, I would have noticed that they were not going inside. So we're in a big oh no situation here. The Maulers have gone inside, they've got no paladin protection, they're going to get hammered, and those other guys are going to go all the way around the base before they even think about coming inside. But the paladins are with them, and so no reason to give up on them. So we'll try to do what we can with the dragon. We'll keep casting that fire frenzy in order to get 15% bonus here, and that'll also protect them from that last flame tower. And at this point I'm like, oh my goodness, they're actually going to get all the way around to make it. So just a few seconds left on the clock, 4 seconds left, the dragon was dead, and they completely rolled that base for an epic victory. That was a sloppy attack, but it was an example where the troop combination and the spells were good. The deployment of the troops, especially when using all melee, is something you really do have to watch out for. And even if you think you're cleared enough, take a close look to make sure you are. But I'll show you the bad attacks as well as the good. It's okay, we can learn from them. Alright, now on this one here, we have a Stronghold 8, a number of different spell towers. The Watcher is the Skywatcher is right in the middle this time, near the Stronghold. So let's see. Kind of give you a look here at what the ancients are. And with no freeze at all, Zalonia comes to mind as a good ancient to use here. We use the Maulers to get in. Like to have a couple of wardens. I usually don't carry 2, but I'm going to carry some extra this time because of that splash damage from the catapult and the flame tower. By having more ranged units and with the melee units, they'll spread out and take less damage. And I know some of you will be fans of using 2 wardens, so I want to make sure to show an example attack that use them. Alright, and not everyone likes to use the Maulers. I find them good because of their ability to target the defenses and punch through those walls, but a lot of folks will substitute soldiers for that, and this attack wouldn't be much different without the soldiers. Now here, actually, if you did not put any Maulers down and just the soldiers, that entire army would walk all the way around the base, and so the Maulers cutting through the wall will instead make the nearest target inside the base and be able to go in there. So if you're not using Maulers, your deployment there would have to be very different. If you just dropped the troops like I did without the Mauler, they would have certainly walked around the base as we saw them do in the last attack. And with Zalonia and on a base that is the same or lower level than you, she's going to be able to roll through that pretty easy. She's just a really, really powerful ancient. If I was trying to push, I'd probably be using her all the time, but it's a lot more fun for me and for you viewers to mix up the ancients. Oh, it's more battle stones. Alright, so that'll fuel us for next time. I think we have time for one more attack here in part 1 of our series. And this will be win streak trying for 7. And let's see what we got here. Got a freeze and a cursed one in the middle. A lot of true portals on the outside. A lot of free mana there. So this time, let's use what was popular a couple months ago. Paladins and Wardens. Wardens used to have a lot more hit points and a little bit more DPS than they did, and using them with a couple of Paladins was just a really powerful combination that a lot of folks use for many different Stronghold levels. So let's go back to that and see how useful that is nowadays. The danger with this approach now is the hit points of the Wardens are low, and the Paladins, you only have half of those that you would compare to putting in a soldier unit. But with Forvel here, now if you're going to be using the squishier units like the Wardens, having a damage reduction ancient like Forvel is a very good tip. That will kind of make their effective hit points higher, and by using 2 Paladins in the mix, our ability to regenerate their hit points is better. So we'll drop those down together so that the Paladins and Wardens stay in a cluster, and we'll be able to protect them all with that Frost Shield. The Dragon is off to the side, picking up some extra mana so that we can just keep casting that as they take a little bit longer to get through the walls. And as they come up on the Stronghold, with between the Paladin healing and the Frost Shield, the arrow launcher is not a big problem to them. If you didn't have the Paladin or the Frost Shield, it would be. It'll definitely whittle down those weaker troops quickly. And they're just going to sweep across the base here. We'll just keep them protected. We'll keep them rolling. And so that really did work out pretty well against this base. So multiple Wardens and Paladins is still a viable strategy. If that's one that you like, let me know. And just let me know what your favorite troop combination is, or what you'd like to see in these videos. Thanks for watching.